Welcome here to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. It's time for Mitch Trubisky to marry your daughter and save your football team, Perna. Football fans in need of a QB, please offer your most eligible daughter for the quarterback to marry. It's the only way to get him to choose your team, at least according to Bills GM Brandon Beane. Today, I'll show you why Trubisky is really the best quarterback available heading into free agency, why the Jags want to trade the #1 overall pick, and I'll dive into some NFL headlines to keep you abreast of all the NFL news you need to know. That's good sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's the only way I feel valued as a human being. Today's episode is sponsored by Manscaped.com/goodsports. You may have noticed that I got a haircut recently and that my face went through, some looks last month. But now that I look like a respectable gentleman again, I'm feeling invigorated with a fresh cut and the perfect body cleansing kit thanks to Manscaped and their ultra premium collection. I did use the Lawnmower 4.0 to mow down my massive beard, and I'll be honest, the forest that overgrew in my pants. But I'm also really enjoying Manscaped on every inch of my body with their aluminum-free deodorant, body wash, and 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Now, besides a random bar of soap that I use for an area I will not name, and a loofah, my shower looks like an ad for Manscaped. What I love about the shampoo and body wash is that it uses no synthetic chemicals, and they've infused it with natural ingredients like coconut water and aloe vera to keep your skin and hair from drying out, like a running back's career after turning 30. I usually work out midday and don't shower until the evening, so the deodorant and body spray allow me to smell like a human for the rest of my workday. Upgrade your shower routine and toss your mismatched soaps and chemical-ridden washes for a refined signature shower routine with my link below for 20% off your order. Manscaped.com/goodsports. Okay, the first possible QB drafted, Kenny Pickett's official hand size came in at 8.5 inches, which means every guy he's ever jerked off appeared to have a very large phallus. It's why they call him the magician. Now, during Deflategate, I measured my hands in this episode. My hands, they are 8 inches from thumb to pinky. As an NFL comparison, I have the exact same hand size as Tony Romo, his wife. And I love that teams still measure for hand size. Tony Romo, small hands. Joe Burrow, small hands. Mike Vick, small hands. A bunch of non-Super Bowl winning QBs only because of their hands. Now, Pickett was seen throwing in a hotel hallway in Indy yesterday. I'm more concerned that his parents never taught him no sports inside the house. And yes, he is still wearing the gloves. I assume the gloves stay on during sex. Now, this video of Deuce Gruden popped up in my timeline. Yes, that is John Gruden's son, Deuce, lifting 675 pounds, or 3 divine Diablos, if you will. Deuce is still the Raiders' strength and conditioning coach, surviving his father's scandal and a new coaching regime. And as this video reveals, was named ironically because this is the painful face a man makes who has not taken a deuce in a very long time. One thing I appreciate about Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians is his candidness. This is what he said about Tom Brady and his vague retirement.
Do you find it odd at all that he hasn't really firmly slammed the door shut?
He slammed it shut when I talked to him. So I think like a lot of these guys, he likes to have his name out there.
Bruce also said he would not allow Tom Brady to play elsewhere without compensation, calling it bad business. Remember, Brady's under contract with the Bucs. According to Bruce, it would take at least 5 first-round picks to get Brady. That's kind of ridiculous considering no one has ever spent a first-round pick on Tom Brady. The Cardinals have extended head coach Cliff Kingsbury as well as GM Steve Keim. So as of now, Kyler Murray appears to be the odd man out. Cliff and Kyler do share an agent, Eric Burkhart, but obviously you can't negotiate 2 deals at the same time. If I were to really guess, I would say Kyler Murray will come next with a new contract. Either that or he and his agent drop a new country rap album together. The Giants and Kyle Rudolph are parting ways. A very deep tight end free agent group just got a little deeper. You got Gesicki, unless he gets tagged, Schultz, Ingram, Tunyon, Howard, Hurst, and Njoku. A lot of big names to be had at the position. And then there's Rob Gronkowski, who keeps showing up to the Bucs facility without knowing if he's still on the team. Trent Baalke revealed that the Jaguars are open for business in terms of trading the #1 overall pick in the draft. He said they're always open for business, although calling whatever the Jags do business might be a stretch. Baalke also stated that they are very comfortable drafting in that spot as well. This got me thinking, which team would jump in this draft to the #1 overall spot? If you're Jacksonville, picking #1 overall again is embarrassing, so trading out of that pick will at the very least make you look a little more competent in the future when shitposting YouTubers dive back into the drafts and do not see your team as having made the #1 overall pick in 2021 and 2022. When not taking a quarterback at #1 though, it feels like a bit of a wasted pick. I expect Jacksonville to draft whoever they consider to be the best tackle in the league to protect that big-handed QB they took last year. Here's why I don't think any team will trade with the Jags. There's not a consensus #1 overall player in this draft. There are some great tackles in Evan Neal and Ike Ekwonu, and a couple top flight edge rushers in Thibodeau and Hutchinson, but nobody worth giving up capital to jump all the way to #1. The only team that might be a tackle away from winning the Super Bowl is the Bengals, and they're not jumping from 31 to do it. The last non-QB taken was Myles Garrett in 2017. Before him, it was Jadeveon Clowney in 2014 and Eric Fisher in 2013. Myles Garrett is interesting because the #2 pick in 2017 was Mitch Trubisky, today's feature story. Looking back, maybe the 49ers should have taken him instead of trading 1 pick for Solomon Thomas. Or, of course, Watson or Mahomes. But Mitch Trubisky has emerged as the real belle of the ball for quarterbacks heading into free agency. Bills GM Brandon Beane stated Trubisky, who once tweeted that he does indeed love kissing titties, is a marry your daughter type of guy, confirming what I always believed about Buffalo. Dads just want an NFL QB to kiss their daughter's titties to break their Super Bowl losing curse. To be fair, that tweet was from 11 years ago when Mitch was like 17. If I had Twitter at age 17, I would have been canceled before I even started a YouTube channel. Here's the thing, Mitch Trubisky's stock is rising. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that many now believe Matt Nagy was not good at developing quarterbacks, nor running an offense, nor even nagging, which is in his fucking name. Our knee-jerk reaction to quarterbacks who don't ball out, like Patrick Mahomes, from the moment they step on the field is a bit silly, and Trubisky became the scapegoat for all of Chicago's problems, including their crime problems. A year and a half later, teams are talking about making a move for him like he's a tier 1 quarterback, which in terms of actual free agent QBs is probably true. He's also benefiting from a QB draft class that many believe is lackluster at the spot. Look at this free agent list and tell me there's a quarterback you would rather have than Mitch. The only guy who intrigues me there, besides maybe Jameis, is Tyler Huntley. Aaron Rodgers appears to be staying in Green Bay. Russell Wilson will not shit, like Deuce himself, therefore is staying on the pot in Seattle right now. Deshaun Watson's legal mess is not wrapping up anytime soon, which means you have to look at actual movable quarterbacks. And hell, the most movable QB, Jimmy Garoppolo, is getting shoulder surgery and won't be ready to throw until the summer, complicating things for a trade. And none of those guys are free agents. including another hot name, Carson Wentz. If Frank Reich doesn't want Wentz, nobody probably does. I love Teddy Bridgewater, who will be a free agent, but he's not the answer. Unlike Mitch, we've seen Teddy's ceiling. Jameis Winston is coming off an ACL injury, doing weird-ass workouts, and I doubt he can continue to play safe, smart football without Sean Payton. Andy Dalton's only fire left remains in his hair. Marcus Mariota is not better than Trubisky. Mitch really is both the best available quarterback who also happens to have the biggest upside. Statistically speaking, he's an interesting quarterback to evaluate. In his two best seasons, 2018 and 2020, his touchdown percentages were 5.5 and 5.4, which is on par with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes from last season. Aaron Rodgers had an insane 7 and 9.1 TD percentage the last 2 years. Now, TD percentage accounts for percentage of touchdowns thrown when attempting to pass. Tom Brady won a few Super Bowls with touchdown percentages in the 5s. And by comparison, Carson Wentz last season had a touchdown percentage of 5.2 and a very low interception percentage at 1.4. So like all stats, they lack a little bit of context because we now know Carson Wentz sucks. At least late in the season when the team needs him the most. But I think percentage of touchdowns is a nice metric for efficiency. Trubisky's biggest flaw was being drafted in the same class as Mahomes and Watson and getting picked ahead of them. Now, you can't really pull the Watson card, can you? Also a problem, getting drafted by Chicago, who I don't think knows how to build a team. Now, I think we might see a Trubisky renaissance. I really do, because I believe a good team's gonna sign him. If you look at the classic stats people spew for quarterbacks, passer rating, he averaged 87.3 but had a 95 and 93 in his 2 good seasons. 64 touchdowns to 37 picks. Completion percentage right at 64. Would have thrown for over 3,000 yards every season had he started all of the games. He also had 421 rushing yards and 3 rushing TDs in 2018. Nagy not embracing the rushing part of his game after that was stupid. Had Trubisky actually gotten some action in Buffalo, I believe they would have used him in a similar way as they do Allen. QB powers, read options, and a lot of RPOs. If he goes to a team with a smart offensive coordinator, I think he'll have a career year. Finally, here are some of the teams who could be in the QB market who I think would get an upgrade by signing Mitchell Trubisky, who will be affordable, very affordable as a quarterback. Starting with the NFC South. Any team will do. Mitch could be the answer for the Saints. He's a better option for the Panthers and could have some great passing options in Tampa. And nobody really knows what Atlanta will do with Matty Ice, but Mitch would be a hell of a lot cheaper. Then you've got my Denver Broncos. Now, Denver, more than any other team on this list, offers receiving weapons to the likes Mitch has yet to work with at the pro level. A coach who would tool the offense to Trubisky's strengths, and an offensive line that could be top 5 with the addition of a premier right tackle. Then you've got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Every chance he's had, Mike Tomlin has stated he wants a mobile quarterback. Probably because he knows how bad the line is in Pittsburgh. If the Steelers sign Trubisky, they can build the offensive line through the draft and give him a chance to succeed with a very good defense again, which Trubisky had in Chicago when he played well. The Washington Commanders, the most QB desperate team in the league. They made it known they called every single team that has a possible quarterback available. Most teams didn't answer because they were like, who the fuck are the Commanders? Oh, we missed that. That was Washington's team. We forgot. I would never send a man as nice as Mitch to the Commanders. Maybe the Eagles. They're kind of a weird QB team, right? This is a team that's made it clear they will always try to upgrade the QB room at all times. That's what they did when they drafted Jalen Hurts in 2020. It's what they did when they signed Gardner Minshew last year, who they could trade for more draft capital, and they could repeat by signing Trubisky if they trade Minshew, who I think would challenge Hurts for that starting job. The best fit for Trubisky, though, may be the Indianapolis Colts. As a team, Indy put up 2,500 rushing yards last season. That's a luxury Trubisky did not have in Chicago. Pair him with a good coach in Frank Reich, a solid offensive line. I believe he can be as productive as Phillip Rivers was for the Colts. Now, I'm not saying Trubisky is going to be an MVP wherever he goes or win the Super Bowl, but in terms of available options, he is the best right now. And I think he deserves another chance with a decent team to, at the very least, make me look stupid for believing in him. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. I do football videos all the time. We got free agency coming up soon, and I'm gonna be all over that. Like Trubisky on a titty.